Yeah, obviously that spilled catch is not always planned, but that's cricket. I think it can happen in the UK where the ball wobbles a bit. But yeah, trying to really focus on my primary job as a batter, and just trying to get our team off to a decent start with a skipper. I think visualization is quite important, just to kind of get you to get used to the environment that you're going to be in, especially a place like Lords, which can be quite overwhelming. You try gather what type of energies the crowd's going to kind of give off, and yeah, obviously the bowlers that I'm going to face. So you try to watch a lot of videos and just kind of quieten your mind down. When you watch those videos, just so that you kind of take it in. And yeah, I suppose it's working nicely for me, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. At the moment, just like I said, just focusing on each innings, and one ball at a time. I think that's the biggest and the most important part is just one ball at a time, and one day at a time, in Test cricket. I think we can get caught up in moments, but if you stay in the moment, as much as possible with one ball at a time, things usually go according to plan.
Yeah, hello, hi, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
What do you think personally has improved from the morning until the late evening?
Personally? For me as a cricketer?
Yeah, no, just for today's match, etc.
Sure, that's an interesting one. I think conditions have gotten what I felt like it got a bit trickier as the day went on, in terms of it got a bit too paced, the wicket. But otherwise, things have been. Scoring was quite slow. Obviously, after the rain last night, the outfield was quite heavy. So you kind of take that out your mind and just watch the ball and play it as intensely as possible. Hello.
What does it mean to top order players when you have a middle order and even a lower order to contribute as much as your middle and lower order have done today? Is it, you've got another innings to come? What does it do to you?
Yeah, watching that little partnership with Kesh and Marku it gives you a bit more energy. I think the change room started buzzing a bit more, which was lovely to see. Guys are wanting each other to do well. That's what our team spirit's about. It's not about each individual and what they're doing, but how they're contributing towards a team, and that's what we want to see from the guys. And we want guys who do well. That's what team spirit's about, and I think we're in a good space at the moment with our team spirit and how we're pulling for each other.
I guess just following on from that, I think you're one of the players only 4 centuries scored in the last 11 tests for South Africa, and you're one of them. But that's also been a successful period. I just wonder if you can talk about the fact that it hasn't necessarily been your one player scoring a big score, and instead just sort of had these various smaller contributions, I suppose. Is that something that you've talked about?
We've kind of committed to knowing your job and trying to do your job the best as possible. If you do that, usually a team clicks quite nicely and things fall into place. So it's not really a case of one individual doing very well. Obviously, we'd love to get more hundreds, in our batting lineup. But as long as we're trying to do the job as best as possible and committing to that, fully 100%, to your plan and your process, then if we're going to keep winning, then so be it.
Hi, I just wanted to know that as an overseas batter, playing at Lords obviously is very important. So, talking about your preparation for this Test match, as a top order batter, is the slope factor? How do you prepare for this slope factor in that Lords?
Yeah, I think the slope does play its role at times, and we were very fortunate actually to play down in Canterbury for that warm-up game, and there's a little slope there as well. So it worked quite nicely in our favour to be in those conditions for that amount of days we were down there. And that's where you kind of figure out what can work for you as a batter at Lords. Obviously the slope's not as hectic as Lords, but you can kind of set yourself some plans and line up differently. So I think we were fortunate enough to use Canterbury and to figure out those things as overseas batters that have never played here at Lords before. Hello. Thank you.
You're saying how you want to stay in the moment, you want to focus on the ball, but I wonder, like, when you're out there, do you consider, like, enjoy it? You look around and face Jimmy Anderson at Lords, you know, Peter Malang when he was playing in Cape Town said he felt like he was in a computer game. I wonder, like, are you able to enjoy yourself out there?
I do have moments where I kind of look around and I go, wow, okay, this is what it feels like. But I think the space that I'm in and the time that I'm playing cricket for South Africa, I'm trying to do my best as possible. Like I'm trying to really stay in the moment and not think about other things that can fill my mind. So there are times where, you know, when you walk onto the field or you got a drinks break or you're changing gloves, you know, I'll look around and I'll get a bit of a fuzzy feeling going, okay, this is home of cricket. But I try to control my thoughts and my body as much as possible so that it doesn't overwhelm me, because obviously it's a special place. So yeah, it's just ball for ball.
Cool, we'll just go to you first.
When you're out there and the team have a very obvious tactic, what they're trying to do to get you out, you know what's coming. Is there anything you can do when you get a ball as kind of brutish as the one you got?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I knew what they were going to try to do there, and I think the lazy thing to do would be not just to try to duck the whole time, not to play, because, like I said, some of the balls today it kind of like stuck in the wicket, some of them skidded through a touch. So it was just trying to be aware as much as possible to try to play, and then getting out the way, or then swerving out the way. And unfortunately today I was just a touch, probably just a touch late on that one to get out the way. So it's just, I mean, it's one of those things. It's not a train smash, but yeah, when you know what they're trying to do, you kind of have a clear plan, and sometimes it doesn't go to plan. It's just one of those things.
So I was just on that little bit where Ben Stokes took the 2 wickets, and it seemed like maybe the intensity changed a bit. How did it feel out there? Did you sense that they really getting up for it, and how did it feel changing once you got back?
Yeah, I think, I mean, that can happen. A bowler's allowed to bowl well. They're allowed to take wickets. I mean, that's what they're there for. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I think guys try to fight and do their job as well as possible. And you've got to back the next guy coming in 100% to kind of, you know, not just stay out there, but also to keep the intensity and the energy up there to take the fight to the bowler as well. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, as a batter on the non-striker's end, you disappointed for your partner, but fully backing the guy coming in next to deal with it.
Good afternoon again. It's a very simple question. Are you ready for tomorrow? I know you're 100% confident you will have a good outcome. Confidence is the key in sport, as you're aware.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a good position at the moment. You know, we're full of confidence. I think we've prepared well for this test. So, you know, we've got to take that into tomorrow. You know, we've got a bit of momentum with that partnership at the back end. And obviously with one of our bowlers getting a fifer. So if we rock up again tomorrow, the same energy, we'll stay ahead of the game, I'm quite sure.